damn it, I should have started the video then.
Hang on.
Hello, YouTube.
I was going to say what needs changing, but fine. Let me get this up.
How are you
they're
all?
toucans
Toucans?
on your shirt.
On my shirt, yeah, this is the parrot shirt, or toucan shirt. No, there are parrots on here, so. Tropical birds of paradise, like me, they're so flamboyant and lovely.
Cool. It's crips. Crips. Oh. I tried to make a joke and it failed.
I tried. Story of my life. Right, I just need to remove that and that.
If I do this, it looks like my head is like floating in darkness.
Let's be cool, Jeremy. Okay.
Oh yeah, we are going 80s today. Again.
Yes, we are, aren't we?
Hang on. Here we go.
Oh, my sunglasses downstairs.
This is appropriate for a South Wales based TV show written in the 80s.
Hello, come by here and I'll tell you a question.
Ah, yeah.
I'm Fireman Sam, so I am.
Fireman Sam.
At least your accent didn't go Jamaican that time.
No, I've been working on my accent.
Hey.
Wales is still really hard to do.
It really is.
In the village.
I struggle doing the Welsh accent because it always slips into the West Country.
Yeah, boy, oh, yes. Or I keep slipping into South African. I know.
Okay.
It work. And I can't do Scottish on command. It just comes out. And then if I try, it sounds really bad.
I have a phrase.
Fine.
I'm sure you know this, but I have a phrase that I have to say in my head first before I can do an Irish accent, a Northern Irish accent, and I'm not going to say it because this is being recorded, and I'd like to deny it.
I went through a period of being able to do an Irish accent, and now it's left me.
Jeremy, for years, when he tried to do years and years and years, when he tried to do an Irish accent, turned into Jamaican. Right, knock that shit off.
Man, I am Irish.
I know he's Irish.
I can't even do Jamaican anymore. Bacon.
Okay, I think I am ready. Are you ready? Oh, we've got to clap, haven't we? I should probably start. Right, this week, let's press record on the audio before we start the show.
I have a hotkey.
Yep, make sure I'm turning on the right thing. Okay, I'm recording.
2. Everyone go.
Right,
Good
3,
man.
2, 1, go. That was off my
Go,
end.
then clap.
Oh, I can't do it.
You have to be good.
It's the most
It's fine,
fundamental thing ever.
It doesn't matter. We've got roughly where it needs to be. The thing is, certain sections when I edit it,
We're so
edit it
professional.
into-
It's okay. It's close enough.
I just shift bits anyway.
Are you going to put sound effects on this one? Not that there are really any.
I was gonna wait until season 2 to go back to the sound
Oh,
effects,
right,
but
that's
I
fair enough.
feel like this one episode kind of needs sound effects. I don't feel like we'll have too much to talk about.
So they're
just a hunch.
they're Welsh.
Yeah, they're Welsh. If we go, should we just talk about Wales?
So I don't have a lot to say about Wales. I like Wales.
Again,
Wales is very nice.
Yeah, I mean, parts of it are.
I've been a few times. Yeah, Swansea was not nice. Was it Swansea or Cardiff? I went to?
Swansea.
That was rough.
We went to Swansea.
Right. Anyway, I'm ready if you are.
Yep.
Welcome to Serial Viewing. Join us on the couch. Yada yada yada. Okay.
Come on, I've got to edit this out. Come on.
Okay. 3. It's time for serial viewing. Join myself and Jeremy on the couch this week as we watch Fireman Sam. This is our officially 10th episode. Unofficially, it's the 11th one. Fireman Sam follows Sam and his fellow firefighters in the fictional Welsh rural village of Pontypandy. That's all I got.
That is it.
That is literally it. He's a fireman and he's in Pontypandy in Wales. Don't know what accent that was, and I apologise for it. Hello, Jeremy.
That was pretty good. Hi. I know they're in South Wales. That's all I know.
How do you know they're in South Wales?
Because I read it.
Oh, I don't remember
Because
reading
it's
that.
you'll probably say it in a minute, but I know where the name of the town comes from. How are you tonight?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yes.
I am pretty good. I see that we are both styling in shirts tonight.
We went for it. Well, I'm blending into my bed covers, but I'm with stylishly. What? It's true. This bed is the same color.
This is a podcast. Most people can't see what you're talking about.
So
This is quality content right here.
doesn't mean it didn't happen. We're stylized for some reason in Hawaiian and tropical dress in a lovely getaway to South Wales.
Yes.
Not New South Wales, South Wales.
As we head into winter.
Yes.
So Fireman Fireman Yam. That's a different show entirely. Fireman Sam, Series 1, Episode 1, The Kite. It is on YouTube if you'd like to catch up with it. Please do. The original series of which we watched, it was produced in stop motion and it ran from 1987 to 1994 and consisted of 32 10-minute episodes and a 20-minute Christmas special. I say the first version because this has been redone several times and is on TV at the moment in various incarnations, but we specifically looked at the original one, but I'm sure we'll talk about the others.
I'm sure we will.
So this was slightly before your time, but did you watch it when you were younger?
Oh no, this was my time. I watched this.
What, 94?
Oh, that's true. It was rerun.
It was
It
yes.
was rerun when I was growing up, and it was I often, in fact, I got massive flashbacks when I had to dig out the intro for this show. Not really so much when watching it, but the actual intro. Actually, I've listened to it many times now since watching it again.
So it started in 1987, so I would have been 12, which I would suggest is probably aging out for this. But
yeah,
I don't, and I'm fairly certain I still watched it in that. I'm not sure I've said this before. In that apathetic, I can't be bothered to get off the sofa and change the channel.
We've all been there.
Yeah, kind of way. Because I knew the theme tune. Soon I haven't watched this in 10 years since my youngest watched it.
You have a son who has watched the rerun. Oh, not the rerun, the remake.
Yeah, but again, that was still only about 10 years ago.
Okay, yeah.
And it came on and I knew the theme tune. Da, 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 da. Fireman Sam.
Oh, yes.
He's the hero next door, apparently.
The theme tune is the best thing about this show.
So
and the worst thing.
It's a 10-minute episode, and this originally this was the first ever episode that ran, but it's about a windy day, and Sam goes to work and helps pick up a telephone pole that's fallen over, and then rescues a kite, and then goes.
Fireman Sam goes and fixes a telephone line or removes a telephone line.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure that would have been his job.
No, neither did I. I think I wrote that down. I wrote the fact that they are a fire service in this really small Welsh town.
Yeah,
they must be bored all of the time.
Well,
so they're just doing odd jobs around the village.
The emergency operator, when they got the call, they would have routed that through to the police. to go and like block off the road and so until they could get
Also, you
not
couldn't
sent.
call anyone. How would they route that through?
That's a very good point, but they must have systems in place. I hadn't thought of that actually. Yeah,
That's a good point. There probably is emergency systems like a fax
but
or
fax uses a phone line, and the phones were down.
What's it called?
Or are
My brain
we?
always
Are we looking for too much realism in our children's television and stop motion television children's?
no, no. If plants can be radioactively created and used to fight against construction machines,
Crap
then-
cars.
yeah.
So what did you think of the animation, considering it is from the late 80s?
I mean, it was a little lame.
The animation
Watched
itself?
most of it. Yeah. Oh, I mean, it might be the puppets, but it was the. I mean, it wasn't very smooth, nor was it very realistic.
I didn't have a problem. I thought it was the animation itself was fine, but yeah, the character models were not good, really.
Oh. Well, I've recently looked back at some old Aardman stuff. Actually, since we did Trapdoor, I went back and watched a bunch of the original shorts that they'd done before they made Wallace and Gromit and that lot in the 80s, and this is a million times better than this. And that was before Aardman was really a thing. It was like their first sort of like test runs, and even Trapdoor itself. I think that like the animation. I mean, I don't know if the animation is that much better, but it just is smoother and easier to watch. That might be because Trapdoor's only 3 minutes long, and Fireman Sam is 10. But you know,
I really
however long
liked.
Trapdoor is.
I don't know if you noticed, but the background sets, they were really good. They were really
so?
nice. Yeah, I really liked
I
them.
disagree, man.
Well, I like.
I disagree.
It Pontypandy reminded me of wherever the hell Postman Pat lives.
Yeah.
Postman Pat is, if you're unaware, obviously you don't live in the UK. If you're unaware, is a very similar kind of show, but it's about a postman, and they look very similar. The animation's better on Postman Pat, but the backgrounds, you got little narrow lanes, and the buildings are cool. I liked them. I thought the backgrounds were cool. But I'm a nerd for backgrounds.
Postman Pat has a last name.
He does?
He's called Pat Clifton.
Oh, I knew that. I did know that.
So basically, it's based around Cumbria, but it's called Greendale. Is
Right.
Pat's village. But yeah, I get what you mean. It's very, very similar, but it's very similar, really rural Britain,
yeah.
but like northern or I guess Welsh.
And how did you react to the opening credits?
I mean, the actual credits.
You can't see
itself
that,
was
but he's
just like
making
the actual-
faces.
It was the actual TV show. I mean, I didn't see much difference to that. The actual intro, the song.
Yeah.
I was just focusing on that. I was just listening to the song because it was like giving me ultimate nostalgia.
All right, but did you like the song?
Yes, but I don't know. It's like I like it because of the nostalgia.
Or if you
I mean,
genuinely like it?
it's a good song though. It's a good intro, but it is heavily. It sounds like Britain in the 80s. It sounds so much like.
I did.
Sort of
I did one of those things where I listened to it,
80s.
I paid attention to it, and I thought, oh, this is a bit, because it kind of the music first starts, it kind of mixes in really weird.
Yes.
It's
there is a weird transition.
Yeah, that's the word, transition. Thank you. It was really weird, and that kind of threw me off. And then I was listening to it, I thought, oh, this is quite forgettable. It's going on for a long time. Yeah, I thought it was a bit meh. And then I've been singing it all day.
Yeah. No, it's definitely catchy. And the thing is, it's not the bad kind of catchy that you're like, oh, it's irritating. It's just like, oh, Fireman Sam.
Yeah, I was whistling it earlier as well.
Yeah.
One thing I found really strange about the opening credits, I don't know if you picked it up. Now, this is it's a fairly realistic show. There's no aliens. There's nothing like.
Oh,
There's no magic or anything. It's basically he's a fireman and he's dealing with real problems, and he's got a fire truck and he lives in a house and there's a shop down the road. Completely normal. I don't know if you noticed it in the opening credits. He goes downstairs. He's getting ready and he's like and then he stands in front of a mirror and this machine just lowers his fireman's helmet from the ceiling and places it on his head.
yeah.
And so, what the hell is that? Where did that come from?
Some of the lyrics in the intro are quite questionable as well.
Oh, I didn't.
Well, I don't know if the way that they're worded or the way that they're sung sounds different to how they actually are.
Well, give me can you think of an example?
Well, every time it says like his engine's bright and green,
Bright and clean.
I swear I know it's just clean.
Oh, right, okay.
The first time I was just like,
You're like, wait, no,
his
it's not, it's
engine's
red.
bright and green. Yeah, and something about his helmet being super hard. I can't remember what it was. Yeah.
So
But for an intro, it does the job. I mean, you're right. It is quite long for a 10-minute.
well, I wrote in my notes. This is lasting
the
too
beginning
long.
And the end. Yeah. But then again, Wacky Races was 10 minutes, and that was like a whole minute and a half.
Yeah,
of
but I
intro.
didn't get tired of that music. I quite enjoy. Well, not that I didn't enjoy it. I was ready for the show to get on. It was like, yeah, get on with it, go. Whereas with Wacky Races, it was like, I couldn't even sing it to you, but it was good. I was enjoying it.
I think because it's just like a circular loop, and you're not focused on the song in the intro of Wacky Races. You're focused on what's going on, because the narrator's saying everything. Whereas Fireman Sam, it's all about the intro song.
Yeah. So the entire fire service for this small Welsh town and surrounding areas, I'm assuming, is Sam, the fire chief, whose name is completely forgotten.
Yeah, I didn't even get it.
Elvis, who's the resident, he's the village idiot, and probably shouldn't be a fireman. And that's it.
I swear they had a receptionist, like they had a female one at some point.
That would have been in the
way
new.
later.
That would have been in the
new
newer
one.
series.
And I swear they had a dog. I swear they had a Dalmatian.
Don't the kids have a dog?
I swear there was a dog.
Yeah. And then there's Trevor, who I think is a volunteer fireman. He's the guy that drives the bus.
Oh.
He's the one in the beginning where it just misses the phone pole, just misses his van as he hits the floor.
Remember that. I mean, I don't remember him being a fireman.
All of the vehicles have names.
Yes. I found that very weird that he was just like, come on, Jupiter. And I was just like, what?
Expect the truck to go...
Context. Yeah, it was just, I mean, like, if it was any other kids show, it would have like been a lie.
It'd be like,
but, there was no like badge on top that said Jupiter or anything.
No.
Just
there was a show called The Little Red Tractor or something.
Sounds familiar.
When my youngest was growing up, it was called Little Red Tractor, and it was about a sentient tractor, but it couldn't move on its own. It couldn't talk. It was just It was in this hellish existence where it couldn't actually do anything. It was horrific. It couldn't talk. It could like move its eyes, which were the headlights, but to go anywhere, someone had to drive it.
But we had Brum,
Yeah, Brum.
and then Bob the Builder. All of them were alive.
They're possessed. Yes, Bob the Builder and his demonic machinery. Well,
This is machinery.
Jupiter is a real vehicle. It's a four-wheeled Bedford TH fire engine. Yeah.
Oh, you mean it's modelled on that?
It's modelled on a real one.
Okay.
There is one that we didn't see in this episode called Venus, which is a six-wheeled 1982 Range Rover rescue tender.
Fair enough.
And then Trevor's bus that we saw at the beginning of the episode is a 1985 Ford Transit Dormobile.
Dormobile.
Yeah. So these
What's
are all
that
real
one
vehicles. So props to them for striving for some sort of accuracy.
Well,
So in the village, I'm sure there are other people. You've got Maria, who's from Italy, and she talk like this.
yes. She did.
Hmm.
Yes, she really did. I literally wrote as soon as she came on. Oof. And I
I
live with Italians.
Oh yeah, you should show this to the Italian you
I
live with
should.
and see.
should.
Do you find that offensive? and then edit in what he says right now.
Okay, yeah.
There
I'll
we
do
go.
it. I'll record it.
So you've got Maria, and then there's the two twins that are related to Sam, and then there's Dillis, who I really love to hate, and her
Oh,
son
yeah.
Norman Price, who
I
is
hate Norman.
you're supposed to hate Norman.
Yeah, but the thing is, he didn't come across it because he said like sorry and I didn't mean to. He just accidentally went through into Trevor. Like it was an accident.
Well,
But it feels like it gets like more as time goes on.
he is the mischievous one. He's not portrayed in the original series. He's not portrayed as being malicious. He's just having a laugh and making some bad life choices.
It's because he's ginger.
It did make me laugh that the evil kid or the bad kid was a ginger
With glasses. And
with
freckles.
glasses. Oh yeah, and Dillis is his mum.
Now, like, I swear Fireman Sam had a wife.
Oh no. No, he's married to the job.
Really?
I
Maybe
don't
I'm
know.
thinking
No,
of
he didn't have a
Postman
wife.
Pat. I'm confused.
Pat had a wife. Pat's got a family.
Pat has a wife and a son.
There is a very famous redubbing of Postman Pat where he it's quite foul-mouthed where he has a go at his son. If you should look that up after watching Fireman Sam, obviously.
Postman Pat swearing.
Yeah.
I think there's one for Fireman Sam probably.
I don't know. I'm not.
We're gonna check this out afterwards. If not, we're gonna.
Yeah. So Elvis. Oh, I've forgotten his name again. Elvis Curduggan Carrington, whatever his name is.
Well,
He's the village idiot. I called him because he is a functional moron.
isn't he also in love with Sam?
Yeah, that was a bit weird.
I mean, it wasn't in this one, but I swear, as time goes on, he's just like, "Oh, Sam."
Well, there's a whole. I
Like-
mean, everyone. Maria kept banging on about, "Oh, I hope he's safe," and they're all in love with Sam.
I mean, he is the hero.
Next door, apparently.
Yeah.
So this Fireman Sam came from. It was an idea that was thought up by a chap called Dave Gingell and David Jones. They were ex-firefighters from London. They had the idea and then purchased some stop-motion animation by an artist called Anthony Miller. They approached a guy called Mike Young, another animator who created Super Ted. Do you remember Super Ted?
Is that the one where he's like puts a cape on and he's in...
It's the one who rips his own bare skin off and he's got a super suit underneath it.
No.
You'd remember it. It's on the list. We'll watch it.
Okay.
So they approached this chap Mike Young, to develop it further because they weren't professional. They just had the idea. He came up with the concept. He took it to the Welsh language channel S4C, who loved it, picked it up, and then developed it further, put it into production, and it was shown on S4C and BBC One at the same time. So there is an element of authenticity here. So we can mock it but the actual idea came from two firefighters.
Yeah, well, fair enough.
Not that there was nothing on fire. There wasn't even any smoke in this.
Not this episode, was there?
No.
Didn't they? I thought they wrote a book. They first.
No,
No, just straight TV show.
they went straight to TV. I mean, it would have gone through quite a lot of development work before it got anywhere.
I'm sure it's had books in the past.
Oh, Fireman Sam merchandise is, you name it. There are helmets, walkie-talkies, little ride-along things, toy action figures. It's still very popular today. So there was the bit that made me laugh was this. So Fireman Sam, it's to bring about awareness of what firefighters do, and make kids love them and all this. And then the second thing that they rock up, and then like, oh, there's a kite on your roof, Dillis. Don't worry, I'll get it down. Fair enough. Let that go. Nice training exercise. They can get the ladder out. Sam shimmies up the ladder, and then with no safety harness, no hard helmet, just walks onto a sloped roof, and then he slips. Bit of tension. He always falls off the bloody roof. So the first thing I wrote down was, that was your own bloody fault, you twat. Yeah, don't walk on sloped roofs with no safety.
Kids.
Something.
To get you a kite.
Yeah, and then they were all like, oh, he's got the kite. What a hero. I was like, it's a kite. It's not a child or a cat.
For his niece and nephew as well.
Yeah.
Their kite. Their kite.
So he risked his own life for a kite.
And then decided to not tell them. Until they turned.
Well, just before that, they were in the... Because Trevor gave the kids, the twins, a lift to the park so they could go fly their kite. And he was trying to show them how to fly it and broke it because adults are stupid. And then the wind came along and the kite blew away from him. And then Norman Price was skateboarding. I didn't remember skateboarding being a big thing back then, but he was skateboarding. Trevor falls over and he hurts his arm. This is exciting stuff. He's not in any life. There's no life threatening. I mean, the only real danger was the one that Sam put himself in.
But then he hurts his arm, and then he tells them about. They tell him about it, and then they are now paramedics as well.
No, I don't have a problem with that because they are. Most firemen have. Yeah, firemen have quite a lot of training in.
But he didn't sound like it as well. The fact that Colonel or whatever his name is,
Colonel
didn't really sound like what he was doing.
Well, yeah, because he.
Oh yes, yeah, bandages, yeah.
Yeah, bandage over clothes.
Yeah, and bandage something where he's just literally just fallen over and just bruised himself.
Yeah, so let's have a look at your arm there. Yeah, just bandage it up. You'll be right as rain tomorrow. And then he bandaged the wrong arm.
Did he?
Yeah, because Trevor even said, he turns around and he says to the kids, he's like, "Oh yeah, that'll be better. Oh yeah, shame it's the other one I hurt." And Sam was like, "Ha ha ha! You better not drive home with 2 injured arms." Ha ha ha.
Oh yeah, I got confused by that. I wasn't paying attention.
Just zoned out.
Yeah, pretty much. Yes. Yeah, and I wrote down a lot, but they were all being rather dramatic, to small dramatic, under-dramatic things.
It's because not a lot.
Very simple.
Yeah. Yes, that's a good. Yeah, and we've said this before that it's not. We've said this before, sure. Where they're not trying to go for all explosions, all excitement all the time. It's just a very
that's fair,
gentle, simple show. But
this just seems more simple than gentle.
Yes, yeah. There's a lot more It's simple with a little s. It's just simple.
Yeah. Which is a shame because I remember there being proper, genuine, full-on episodes with disaster and fires and stuff.
Yeah, it's like they were just kind of let's just ease everyone in. No peril. We're not going to scare any kids. It's just going to ease our ways into it.
Let's blow into the first episode.
Yeah. So, as I said, this has been... Sorry, let's go back. It's original stop motion, and it's stop motion in the true sense of the word. Everything was handled, and apparently, I'm not sure how much I believe this, it could often take up to 4 days to produce 1 minute's animation. Does that sound reasonable to you?
Yes.
Yeah, I know it's a
Yeah, I
long. I
mean,
know it's a long process, but 4 days for a minute.
yeah, I mean, I know they were working on like Wallace and Gromit film, like the first one for like 2 years or something,
I suppose. Yeah.
and that's like half an hour long. I mean, I
Um,
know stop motion takes a long time, but to me, the fact that the way it looks, I feel like they should have spent even longer on it.
yeah, yeah. If you spent 4 days on that,
Mm,
well, perhaps we're
yeah,
being unfair. This was the first episode. Perhaps it improved over the. I don't
maybe, but
remember
I
it.
don't remember so.
I
Yeah.
don't remember it improving over time, but
But I mean, what you said about the backgrounds is like I remember distinctly like noticing when a background looked like just a piece of cardboard that had been put up, and it looks like a piece of cardboard.
well, it's
It
because it
doesn't look
was.
like no, it doesn't look like a model or a town. That's the thing. It doesn't look like it looks like a piece of cardboard that he then drives behind.
All right, I'll
Like,
give you that because in the very
try
first
with the realism.
scene, Trevor's driving the bus down these
Oh
winding
yeah.
lanes, and I honestly thought the bus was 2D animated to start with because the background was card, and then it kind of goes sideways like that, and I was like, I don't remember them mixing anime. Oh, it's just not very good.
It's just crap. Also, can we talk about Trevor for a minute?
Yeah. Did you have
He's
not
a little
anything to do?
creepy.
Did you not have any work?
Yeah, well, there's that. I mean, I think he was driving school kids, but I mean, the school kids he drove were to the parks. But he was also a little bit creepy. I mean, he called them sugar lumps, which was a little bit weird. Found that, like, I mean, sure,
I
you
didn't
might
get
know
that.
them.
I didn't. I no. I didn't get that. I found him. Well, they all know each other excessively well for a small, mind you, just a small village in Wales. But yeah, I didn't find him creepy.
I didn't find him creepy, but it was just this, like, a little weird. A little too comfortable.
Yeah, all right then.
Like, he was driving someone's kids to the park, unsupervised,
I
in
think.
a school bus.
Come on in, kids. I've got a warm Werther's in my pocket for you. I think this is us looking at it as adults.
Maybe a little. Yeah.
Oh, mustache count.
Yes.
There were two.
Yes.
Two very
mustache.
fine mustaches.
I didn't even write that down. I wasn't paying attention.
The fire chief had one, and Trevor had an excellent lip warmer, soup
They
strainer.
both did, yeah. They both had quite decent mustache. Soup strainer.
I'll catch up again one day.
Yeah, I had to shave a little bit. By accident.
So the original series ran from 87 to 94, and was the stop motion. In 2005, there was a 26 episode series, which it was still stop motion, but it was much improved claymation apparently. So it was a better quality. That might be what
Vaguely remember that. as
we
well.
remember. It featured new characters and updated vehicles, still real vehicles. And then in 2008, a CGI version of the show, which is still running, was launched with some much bigger changes. They moved the entire village to the seaside. Locations within the village moved around, and there was a larger number of characters introduced. Female firefighters, different doctors, paramedics, more villagers, all that kind of nonsense. Have you seen the CGI version?
I did some research on the newest one, which I think is slightly different. I haven't seen but I remember seeing the CGI one when it came out, or seeing like trailers for it, and I hated it with a passion.
Yeah, I don't know how to put it. The new Sam. He's deformed. The CGI version, he looks really weird. He's got his jaw is really wide, and it looks. It's got a proper uncanny valley feel to it, but it's really ugly.
Very. It's the eyes as well. He's just like.
Big
Really
old
wide-eyed.
staring, wide-eyed creepiness.
Now, did you know that they did another one after that?
after the one that's still running.
They've done a 2016 American one.
I knew that they released in 2014. Amazon Prime released it in the States with redubbed with American voices, which must have looked slightly odd.
It's awful, and I don't know if it's the same. I mean, it's awful.
Have you watched it?
I watched a little bit of it just like before the show.
Are they like proper
and,
like broad Texan accents, or?
Oh, they're just like some like action heroes, and then Sam's like this huge like buff guy, and it just looks so wrong. It just looks like, yeah, why has he got American accents? Like the original point of it was the fact that they were Welsh.
Oh, yeah, actually, so
doesn't make any sense.
Saying that, so 2014 Amazon Prime released their version, and then you've got this one. There's a website called Common Sense Media that actually recommended the 2005 series for ages 3 and up, and they praised it for showing how to stay calm in a crisis and how to rely on a team to solve problems. And that they found that the, quote, distinctly Welsh characters, community, accents and expressions may pose some minor comprehension problems for children in the States, but they considered it a useful example of life in another part of the world.
Good. That's what it should be.
And then we get this Americanism where everyone's got to be a superhero and it's all very dynamic.
Basically. They had jets.
What?
Yes. I think it was called the Phoenix.
That just sounds like a really bad idea. Roger, flying over Pontypandy now, deploying Hellcat.
Roger.
Deploying the Hellcat anti-fire missile. We put out the fire, but we leveled the school. It's all in a day's work.
We'll drop 1,000 gallons of water
on Pontypandy, just washing away.
If Wales didn't have enough flooding issues.
So the original show was actually nominated for a BAFTA award.
Was it?
Yeah, for Best Short Animated Film in 1980. It didn't win in 1988, but it was nominated, which, I mean, that's quite a big deal. Well, in certain circles, it's quite a big deal.
Well, it is a British show.
Yeah. And there was some controversy about the new CGI version. In Series 9, Episode 7, it's been edited, so you might be able to find the original version on YouTube, but it has been edited since.
Oh, I think I see.
Elvis slips on a piece of paper and falls into another stack of paper, causing them to fly everywhere. And one of the flying pages that briefly comes into view was identified as a page from the Quran.
Why did they do that?
Surah Mulk 67 verses 13 to 26.
Why?
Yeah, Mattel immediately apologised, took the episode completely, they just removed it from the lineup completely, and they cancelled the contract with the Chinese animation company called Zing Zing. And then Mattel stated...
I can think of.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Mattel stated, someone from the production company thought they were just putting in random text, but we have no reason to believe it was done maliciously.
No, see, I think the only thing I can think of is that some businessman, some terrible, like A&R style guy, was like, oh, we'll do some sort of multi-diversity and have it in a different language. What's in a different language? The Quran. They literally probably typed up Arabic.
Yeah, Arabic. There you go, that'll do.
It would have been a part of the Quran.
Immediately after the episode aired, the BBC received more than 1,000 complaints and then forwarded them to Channel 5 as the BBC hadn't aired Fireman Sam for the past 7 years. Just everyone assumed it was a BBC, even though it was on Channel 5, everyone just assumed it was a BBC thing.
I love that.
The good old British press, those lovely newspapers that we have here, it was revealed that many of them misrepresented the facts by stating that Elvis actually trod on the Quran, which is way worse, when in fact on closer inspection the page he actually stepped on was blank and the Quran page was just one of the ones he knocked over.
Yeah, there's only like one like small frame where you can see that it is actually a page from that anyway.
So do you think
But,
Mattel
like,
responded appropriately?
Sorry, I blanked. What they responded?
Well, they immediately pulled the episode from rotation from broadcast, which is fine.
Well,
It's been edited back, and then they immediately cut all ties with the animation house doing it.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, like, they're only trying to not make the situation any worse as well. Like, I mean, like, other situations have arisen, and it's just like, use your brains.
Yeah, yeah. It's just
Be sensitive to other people.
it wasn't necessary.
No, it served zero purpose.
So in
Nothing.
October 2017, the London Fire Commissioner Danny Cotton, she singled out Fireman Sam in a campaign fighting sexism and promoting the gender-neutral term firefighter. She was all for renaming Fireman Sam to Firefighter Sam and claimed that research showed that women are put off in a career in the fire service because it is seen as a job for men. She claimed that as Fireman Sam is seen by children from an early age, this reinforces that stereotype.
I mean, I guess so. Yeah, I guess that's okay. I think
I'm a little torn on this one because I kind of agree with it that it should be a gender neutral term, but this is a kids show.
Yeah.
but then do you change it to try and change the paradigm in children's heads that it's a neutral term, or I don't know.
I don't think they see it as a. I don't think the thing is. I don't think this is maybe me being an ignorant cis white gender specified male. I think that is, but but I don't think there's any situation where a kid will say fireman or policeman or anything like that and think it of being like
gendered.
think about that and not think about a woman will be able to do it. I don't think that's people like obviously it's not it would be better to call everything by a specific non-gendered
Yeah, I mean, I think
suffix.
I think changing the title of firefighters to fire. I mean, I think I do call them firefighters anyway.
Well, yeah.
But changing the name of them but Fireman Sam. I can see an argument to change it, but it is about a fireman, a man who fights fire called Sam.
Could be fire man Sam.
Man fire. Sam fight fire.
Yeah, I mean, just speaking of experience, I watched Fireman Sam like all of growing up, and I think women can be firemen just as much. Sorry, firefighters just as much as.
See, perhaps this is proving their point. Perhaps we are
it's not
unknowingly gendering it.
I think women can be firefighters just as much as men can, and I have no problem with the women wanting to be.
Perhaps we're part of the problem.
Maybe we are,
and we apologise for it.
Cis white men.
Anyone, absolutely anyone who is willing to be a firefighter, is a hero to me.
Exactly.
I'm not sure I could run towards the danger like they do. So, good on you.
Also, we'll take it one step further and hot fuzz it and say you can't call it firefighter because it's too aggressive. You got to call it fire officer.
Yeah, we don't want to fight the fire. We just want to just talk it down.
Don't fight fire with fire.
Yeah, you just got more fire then. Sorry. The show has been translated into over 25 languages, including Mandarin Chinese, which I think is kind of cool.
Yeah, fair enough. I would like to see that, to be fair.
I think it'd be a little trippy.
Yeah.
I think that might be something to watch when you're...
was translated into Mandarin.
Yeah.
Yes.
In 1996, there was a stage production that was turned into a feature called Fireman Sam in Action and released on BBC Video. So they recorded the stage show and turned it into a little TV thing. In 2009, Fireman Sam appeared with other animated children's TV characters in a Children in Need single. Okay.
Fair enough.
And because
Thomas
we can't not do this in this country, it was adapted into a live musical theatre show,
I know.
which began touring the UK in June 2011. Who looks at something like Fireman Sam? This needs more songs and dancing.
Well, there wasn't even singing in it.
Oh, just stop it.
Yes. Lion King is good enough.
There is, if you can go to firemansam.com,
Oh,
which is still an ongoing. It's a website you can go to. It's got places where you can watch the Fireman Sam episodes on. It's got a shop with lots of merchandise in there, character profiles, and some safety tips, fire safety tips for children. So if you're interested, there is actually
wow.
there's some half decent information on there. So go check that out.
God, he looks creepy.
He does. I don't like him. I don't like the new one.
Massive chin.
I know. Because I watched like 40 seconds of the new version, and he turns into profile at some point, so you can just see the side of his face, and he genuinely looks deformed. He's got this massive square chin, and he's got a real funny little hooked nose. I didn't like that. That's not nice.
Oh, I think their website might be broken.
Well, it's because we've recommended it,
Yeah.
and everyone's rushed to it, obviously.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's the reason.
Because we all know we filmed this live.
Computer games. There have been several computer games.
I think I played one.
There is loads of Fireman Sam browser games and abandonware
I would have
games.
played a browser game.
Yeah, there's quite a few of those. I didn't even bother listing them. But in 1991, Fireman Sam was released for the Commodore 64, the Amstrad CPC, and the ZX Spectrum. Those three that, if you release a game in the early 90s, it's on those three. By a company called Alternative Software Limited. You had to drive around town in the fire truck to find an emergency and then deal with it and get back to the fire station. There's a timer that counts down. So that's that.
It sounds like it's got a lot of replayability.
You then had to wait quite a long time for another self-titled game to come out in 2010, which came out for the Nintendo DS by a company called GSP Software. Fireman Sam Junior Cadet, 2011 mobile game. Fireman Sam Fire and Rescue, 2013 mobile game, both by P2 Games Limited. And then back to GSP Software for 2015's Fireman Sam to the Rescue for the Nintendo DS again. So they're out there. And you said this a while ago. I think we should do a little thing for our YouTube video where we have a go at the games.
Oh yeah.
Because most of these, I mean, if there are video games related to it. So if you think that's a good idea, if you do think that's a good idea and you want to see us play some games, both Jeremy and I are gamers, you can get in touch with us. I'm going to drop this right here in the show, right in the middle. You can get in touch with us at serialviewing@gmail.com, or you can go and there's a contact form on our website, serialviewing.com, where you can leave us a little message. You can get in touch with us through Twitter, through Instagram. You can even leave us a voicemail there. You can leave a 2-minute voicemail on our website. There's a little button on the right there. Just click that. And you too can be like our hero Pedro, who called in about Battle of the Planets.
You don't have to worry about being the first.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about being the first.
Yeah, so please do get in touch with us.
Yeah. See, serial viewing gaming, it's writing itself.
It is. This is a thing. I think we should do it.
And we should do season 1 when season 2 of serial viewing was.
So it was fairly simple. Would you recommend this? So your fictitious mate, who doesn't exist, who's got young children, has asked you for some recommendations because he's an idiot and can't look at it himself. He asked you,
Yeah.
Fireman Sam, any good?
There's a good chance he's probably already seen it.
No, his son Hunter only gets to watch stuff that his dad lets him.
Hunter. Yes.
I don't know.
Watch the damn Fireman, Sam. It's
Hmm.
fine.
Yeah, I can't see any reason not to. It's gentle. There was one bit in it that genuinely made me fart. Genuinely made
Flaw.
it's Fireman Sam. Genuinely made me laugh, and it was the arm thing where Trevor turns around and goes, "He's put it on the wrong arm."
I mean, apart from the casual racism against Italian people, I think. Ah,
Well, it was quite a diverse show.
well, yeah.
I mean, you've got
Yeah.
Trevor, who's a black guy, Maria, who's from Italy, and then Dillis, who's a monster from the Welsh Valleys.
Oh, her voice was like nails on a chalk.
Yeah, I think we're supposed to find her annoying.
She's a bitch.
So you would recommend this one, and I agree. I don't see
Yeah.
why you wouldn't.
Same reason I recommend Postman Pat, Thomas the Tank Engine. Not only being my childhood, but also, yeah, they're alright.
Well, that's a good point actually, because Fireman Sam, Postman Pat, and what was the other one you said?
Thomas the Tank.
Thomas the Tank Engine. Thank you. They're kind of the same deal.
Yeah, they're all classic.
Yeah.
Very gentle.
That's almost a category
Yeah.
on their own.
No explosions. I think the most racy out of those would be Thomas, and that'd be because they'd crash every single episode.
Yes. I can't wait to do Thomas, and we can talk about someone's obsession with crashing trains. Thomas trains.
I might have to host that episode.
I think you might. So, I'll go first. I'm going to rate it first this week. Like I said,
Go.
it's fine. It's perfectly pleasant. It's not something I would watch again. And I might watch the new one, the CGI one, just like out of morbid curiosity, so I can watch deformed,
Ear and eyes out.
the weird mutated clone that has taken over Sam.
The eyes are so small
So
and so far apart.
I'm going to give it a 4.9 out of 10. Just
4.9?
bosh,
That's pretty low.
right down the middle, ish. I didn't
Can't
really.
do Sam
It,
Day,
it wasn't very exciting, so it's lost like 1/10 of a point, so that dropped it down to a 4.9.
Yeah, to be fair, the episode we watched wasn't amazing. It was windy in the way.
Yeah, that's basically it. It's
Yeah.
a bit windy.
Like it is every day.
We'll get emails from the Welsh telling us just like, it's not windy here every day. I think you'll find, and they won't comment on my accent because they're wonderful people.
Oh, speaking of Wales, sorry, just to date this podcast, I wanted to briefly mention the fact, just because I saw it today, we heard about those virus raves.
Oh, yeah.
Been taking over the Welsh villages, and then coincidentally, we're doing Fireman Sam.
Fireman Sam would be called out to one of those. I want to see that one
Yes.
where he hoses them down.
Stand back, you savages!
That's a bit Scottish, but we'll go with it.
I wasn't meaning to do an accent at all. So this is what I mean.
So go on then.
Yes. So I'm not gonna do Sam as dirty as you. I think I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna
Okay.
give it a 6.9 for that.
You can even what? 6.9?
6.9 sheeps out of those.
What has he got on you? Is he blackmailing you?
It's those eyes.
So I always take our two scores and divide them by two to average them to give it a
Calculator for this
thing. So that gives Fireman Sam a reasonable, respectable 5.9.
Yeah,
That's
that is fair.
I don't really have a problem with that. I think that's fair. It's not exciting.
feel
It's
like-
not.
We're a bit more divided on this one.
Yes.
A little bit. Weirdly though, in opposite ways. So like, yeah, we've gone opposite ends of the scales at different points in this podcast. But also don't forget to check out the YouTube video and the ending of the YouTube video where we go over the back of the box serial cards
Yes. Very good point.
because we rate them then, and you can play games with them, like flop rumps. Or
Trop Frump, yeah. Other games are available. Yeah, so the YouTube video comes out the week after the podcast episode, along with the show notes up on our website, so please go check those out. Exciting news, as of this episode, all of our back catalogue will go up, but as of this episode, we are now on iTunes after an arduous battle and hours and hours and hours trying to jump through the iTunes hoops, but we're on there. So that brings it up to pretty much everywhere where you can get your podcasts. We are there waiting for you.
Thank you, Apple.
Thank you, Apple. We love you, Apple. I lost hours of my life. But yes, so we're on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, you name it, we're on it. TuneIn Radio. Excellent stuff. If you would like to leave a review or write a show, it really helps us. If you can leave one on iTunes. There is a service called Podchaser. There's a badge on our website where you can leave reviews. You can mark the episodes out of 5. You can give us a rating on the entire podcast. Anything you can put there, it all helps us, and we really appreciate it. And whilst we're talking about helping us, we do have a store with many fine pieces of merchandise in it. I'm going to be adding some more for Christmas as well.
I don't have any to show the camera right here, but
we have t-shirts, hoodies, bags, cushions, stickers, mugs, face masks, all these good things. Also, if you would like to support the show, you can do so directly by going onto our website, and there is a link for the Ko-fi app where you can buy us both a drink if you so desire. Any help you can give us is much appreciated.
Not right now, because, lockdown.
Good point. So that was Fireman Sam. I know Jeremy doesn't know what we're doing next week.
Nope.
So next week we're doing an English classic that is very well known amongst a certain generation, age group. Group of people, which I would be impressed if Jeremy's even heard of it. Rent-A-Ghost.
Oh, we're doing Rent-A-Ghost.
We're doing Rent-A-Ghost.
I've only heard of it because of serial viewing.
Because it's on the list, yeah.
Yeah.
If you've heard of Rent-A-Ghost, can you let us know? I'd be interested to know how many people out there have actually heard of this show. I don't think I've ever watched it, to be honest. This is going to be quite new.
What?
I know.
So you haven't watched it. So this is one where we're both going in blind.
Yeah, we really are.
I have no idea what it's about. And apart from the watching the episode and getting the outro for you, I'm not going to do any research or anything on it.
Don't do it.
Similar to Nightmare, then.
So join us for that. It's going to be interesting because it is old and the pictures I've seen look kind of weird. So please join us for that one.
We'll have plenty to talk about.
Yes. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for joining us on the couch. I'm Henry, joined by Jeremy, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Dragons are cool.
Okay, did we stop? Yes, we're good. Sorry. There was a message popped up from my Audacity and I got panicked that it had just wiped the entire thing.
Did you play the outro?
No, I didn't.
Why?
Because I forgot. So you'll have to edit that in.
I was going to say, it's just like, is he playing the outro?
Hang on.
No, I meant
just
for the YouTube video.
Just for the YouTube video.
Yeah.
So, hurry, hurry, Sam. Someone might be in a jam. He's always on the scene, and his engine's bright and clean. Ooh, yeah, because that's. Oh no, my leg's on fire. Oh, sorry, he's got a clean fire engine. It's fine.
Oh, I was so confused then because I was listening to the theme tune to try and keep properly up, but then I didn't mute my track, so I was listening to me through the whole thing, and I got so confused.
Interesting.
Indeed.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to edit that in for the podcast because I forgot to play it.
I do it.
Well, you do that anyway, don't you? It's just for the video. But there you go. That was the Fireman Sam theme tune. Welcome to the after show. Ooh.
It's officially started.
I remember having. I actually looked at this quite neutrally. I remember having a big hate on for Fireman Sam when I was younger.
I can understand that.
Because it was too wishy-washy and gentle, and I was a bit too old for it. And Norman Price's little
Still
shit.
watched it.
Well, yeah, because I'm not going to move off the sofa.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, whoa, steady on.
It's the same thing with like Chuggington as well. When
I quite like Chuggington.
Oh god.
There is something weirdly compelling about Chuggington.
Punch all of those trains.
I don't know what it is.
It is compelling.
They're all children.
They're
You
still
can't
gonna
punch them.
all. They're trains, and it's not like they're nice, cool trains like Thomas. Shut up.
I'm not a big fan of Thomas either. Although there is a Thomas movie, Hero of the Rails, that I ended up having to watch quite a lot because of my youngest. That I actually quite like. That's got a Japanese train in there with a really bad accent.
The Alec Baldwin one.
Oh, that is so bad.
It is a timeless movie.
That is so bad.
We need to watch.
It's
that.
almost unwatchable. It's not like, oh, this is so bad, it's funny. It's like, this is so bad, I'm just going to cringe to death.
I kind of want to do a special episode to watch that movie. Like, they should do it on, like, something like Film Sack.
Serial viewing goes to the movies.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like,
Might be
we
another
should do
idea
that
for
any
another
show
podcast
that
there.
has a movie.
Where we just watch kids' movies.
Special episodes. Holiday episodes.
Oh, we can just do another podcast. You've got plenty of time.
Can you remember what it was called?
What?
I'm ignoring you.
Oh.
The Thomas movie. Oh god, it doesn't even come up on Google anymore.
IMDb.
The Magic Railroad. That was it.
Ugh.
God, 2000. Alec Baldwin.
Who else? There was. Wasn't there some other famous people
Mara
in there?
Wilson, Diddy Con, Russell Means, Cody McMains. I don't know.
I don't know any of those
Michael
people.
E. Rogers, Eddie Glenn as the voice of Thomas.
Bring back Ringo.
Yeah.
Justice for Ringo. So,
Thomas and friends.
back of the box cards.
Yes.
Go on then, Mr. Music. How would you rate the theme tune?
The thing is, as we were discussing it in the podcast, I started to figure out that it's actually written really, really simply. It's a really simple tune. It's like literally 2 intervals, like da 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 da. It goes up there. And although the production of it was quite nice, like it was
just that
fairly
weird
well.
transition that threw me.
Yeah, no, yeah. If they released it as an actual song, which I'm surprised they didn't,
Yeah, it's true.
but I would give it a.
So just to recap, this is we give the score of 50 out of 50 each. Oh, I can't speak. We give each category a score out of 50, and then we will add them together to give it a total. Sorry, I interrupted. Carry on.
To say it. Oh, it's difficult. 30.
Ooh, 31.
Yeah.
That's quite high.
It was the best part about it, and that's also some nostalgia sprinkled in.
I gave
good
it.
measure.
I didn't rate it very highly, but then I've been singing it all day. In fact, I've been singing it, and then I've been making other people who hear me sing it also sing it. So that got quite a few bonus points because it's obviously memorable. So 21 from me,
Exactly.
which gives it a 52, which I think is fair.
Yeah.
That's reasonable.
I mean, did you? Oh, we didn't mention who it was sung by. It was sung by like that Welsh.
I don't know who it was sung by.
Oh, it was someone specific. Not too famous, but someone who just like did a lot of specific Welsh things. I don't know. They were Welsh. That was a thing. I read.
I did forget to mention that all of the narration and character voices for the series we watched were done by a single British actor called John Alderton.
I
There you go.
could have guessed it was one dude.
And post-show trivia for you because I forget things.
Al Pope.
Oh, I know that name.
Baldwin Pope is a Welsh musician and composer who is notable for his contribution to music theatre portraying Welsh national identities and themes.
Oh, cool.
Apparently, he lives at the village of Mumbles in Swansea.
Excellent.
Yeah, there's he presented the early breakfast show on BBC Radio. Oh, Radio Wales. You know that.
I know that name. I do know his name.
The Mal Pope hosted the Mal Pope Show, a late-night music chat show for HTV in the 90s, and show winning a Welsh BAFTA.
They got their own
He went on
BAFTAs
to
then.
host a late-night show on HTV called Heaven's Sound, which won an award at New York Film and Television Award in 2001.
Cool.
Pope sang the theme song of the Welsh children's television show, Fireman Sam and Super Ted. There you go.
Ah, that might be why I know him.
He is also the president of the Welsh male voice choir Gwelia Sings. Gwelia Sings?
Gonna get letters. We're gonna get emails.
It's 2005 years. I'm surprised we retained it. Musical Amazing Grace.
Welsh male voice choirs are something to behold. They are quite impressive.
They are. Don't dig yourself in the hole.
I'm being honest.
Okay, sorry. Anyway, so what's the next category?
Education.
Education.
I'm gonna let you go first on this one because I have views.
Fireman Sam would traditionally be high in the education factor. This episode did not perform. Unfortunately, because I feel like we need some good educational shows, and Fireman Sam would have been a good one.
Yep.
But he did nearly fall off of a roof.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Trying to rescue a kite. Because he's a twat.
It's just a kite. It's like £4
Although,
from Dillis's shop.
you can fix any injury with a bandage.
With
on
a
the
bandage.
other arm. Yes. So yeah, I mean, like, 20 because I'm projecting future Fireman Sam episodes on my opinion.
Did you say 20?
Yeah.
Well, nothing.
You're gonna go 0.
I'm not going to go 0. I went 0
You
because
can go negative.
it did. Do you know, I was really tempted. Not only did it not teach us anything, what it did teach us. So I just contradicted myself. But
Yeah,
the only things
ladder
it did
and climb
teach
up
us
on them.
were bloody stupid things. Don't go up on a roof without a safety harness. It's just a pissing kite.
That's the sort of thing as well that kids would do.
Yeah.
They'd get a ladder to
Fireman
rescue
Sam
it.
did it. He's a hero. I'll be a hero too. Ah, pff. Timmy.
Oh, and also taught us bad Italian. Like,
So they 5, and he's only getting a 5 because of future episodes, and I think there'll be valuable information passed along.
Yep.
But beyond that, he can suck it. That was terrible. 25 for education, and he only got that because it's your fault.
25 is no, that's well, that's a quarter. Right?
That's a quarter. That's still quite high. That's still higher than it deserves.
Yeah.
Weirdness. Apart from the uncanny valley,
Not weird.
no, it wasn't at all.
The way they look, yeah.
It was a bit weird. And then I gave him bonus points because modern Fireman Sam looks like he's got his head trapped in an elevator door or something.
Oh yeah.
So 10 points from me for weirdness.
Just on his chin.
He just got his chin stuck. That explains the swelling, why it looks so huge and ridiculous.
Yeah, I give it an 8.
8.
Yeah.
Grand total of 18 for weirdness. I think that's our lowest scoring one for weirdness. I'm going to check that out. So
Okay.
impact. And as I say each week, impact covers anything you wanted to. So it can be its impact on popular culture, how awesome you happen to think it was, however you want to interpret it.
It did a lot for Wales, but then again they redubbed it in American.
Did a lot for Wales. Do you think they put that in like the tourist guides?
Fireman Sam.
home of Fireman Sam.
Wales is pretty cool. They got dragons in that place.
I love Wales. I like Wales.
It's alright. Some parts. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's had a pretty big impact in the UK. I mean, like, it's hard pressed to find anybody who doesn't know who
Yep.
Sam is.
Yep.
And like you said, the amount of merchandise, and it's still going.
Oh god, yeah. I mean, starting in '87, and it is on several incarnations, but it's still going.
And it was a part of my childhood, so I'll give it a 38.
A 38.
Mm.
Well, add that to the 28 I gave it, which is quite high.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's just because of its longevity. It's how everyone knows it. There isn't anyone, very few people in this country who wouldn't be able to identify Fireman Sam.
Exactly.
So that gives it the highest score on the this back of the box card of 66 for impact. So there
That's
you go.
pretty high.
That is quite high. So you got some really piss poor scores there, and a decent one just to finish it off. Oh, we also completely forgot to say in the episode where the name Pontypandy comes from.
We did, and we even touched on
We
it.
even spoke about it in them before. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So Pontypandy is a portmanteau of two places whose name I cannot now remember.
Let me get Fireman Sam Wikipedia back up.
Pontypridd.
From Pontypridd and Pontypandy.
Right, there you go.
Pontypandy.
Pontypandy.
Pontypridd.
If you told me that there was actually a place in Wales called Pontypandy, I'd believe you.
I mean, Pontypridd looks like Pontypandy, and Pontypandy doesn't. But it's not far from there. It's like very South Wales, but like in like the Highland area, I think.
Right. So I should have done this during the show itself, but the Wacky Races lot and Fireman Sam, they had a competition to do some life-saving drills.
They had a race.
They had a there you go. They had a race to get to the to I don't know, get a kite off a roof or actually deal with a fire.
Well, I reckon Dick Dastardly would probably be trapping everyone up. That Fireman Sam would probably get.
He nicked the fire engine, wouldn't he? He'd be in Dillis's shop
yeah,
with his hand in the till.
No, he just threw a kite on a roof.
That'll distract them. Oh, there you go. For a live action movie, recast Fireman Sam.
Ooh. Oh, what's his name? Is this the guy I'm thinking of?
I don't know.
Hang on, no. Yeah, okay, Russell Crowe as Fireman Sam.
What, modern Russell Crowe? Because modern Russell Crowe looks a bit marshmallowy.
Yeah.
Not The Rock. We're not going to go with The Rock with a Welsh trying to put on a Welsh accent.
And then who's the guy you hate?
There are many.
Who's in the X-Men? You don't hate him, but you don't like him.
He's in the
Plays
what?
Charles Xavier nowadays.
Oh, him. Oh.
He's in loads of stuff.
He's been loads and loads of stuff. No, I don't like him.
Yeah.
Well, I dislike him. I don't like a particular movie. What is his name?
It's annoying me, isn't it? X-Men Apocalypse. Here we go. That'll do. Wait, James McAvoy.
James, yeah, as what? As Fireman Sam?
No, as Elvis.
Yes, I agree with that. So Russell Crowe for Fireman Sam.
Fireman Sam.
I need to write this down. I'm going to shop it again. So
Russell
Russell
Crowe's
Crowe
Fireman Sam. Who else?
as
What's the rest of the
Sam.
cast?
What was
I
his
didn't look
name?
this up.
Something McAvoy.
James McAvoy.
James McAvoy as Elvis. Can we have?
Actually, no, I've changed my mind. Can we make Russell Crowe the guy in charge?
Oh, the fire chief.
Yes, because he's more old now, and like I feel like Russell Crowe would just be the exact opposite of how the fight chief acts, which is brilliant. But then I have an idea for the Fireman Sam and someone else you really hate,
Who?
James Corden.
Oh God! Yeah, he's got a deformed
I know,
face as
I
well.
don't
He
like
looks like he's
him.
got his head trapped in
Exactly.
something. Yep.
He looks like Fireman Sam.
James Corden.
You really don't like James
No.
Corden, and I love it.
I cannot stand him.
I don't really like him either, but
He's
yeah,
not funny.
No.
Trevor. That can be
Trevor,
anyone really. He was just kind of there.
Yeah. Trevor.
Can we have Ian McShane again?
No.
Or is that whitewashing?
Samuel L. Jackson. With an afro.
Do you motherfucking kids want to go to the motherfucking park to fly a motherfucking kite?
From Pulp Fiction, yeah. With an afro. He's just smoking a cigarette and he's just like, get down the damn bus.
Samuel L. Jackson. Brilliant.
Yes.
I can't be bothered to do this, but what about Norman Price?
Norman Price. That ginger kid on YouTube who said he looked like that one. No, do you not remember?
No.
Ginger kid.
Ginger Kid
No
YouTube.
offense. There's that one. I think it's the ugly ginger kid or whatever. He's the one who shouts up and like about being called ginger. That's it. I'll show you. I'm gonna send it to you.
Send it to me and I'll shop it in. So I won't give it a just
Yes.
Ginger Kid YouTube is what I will change his name to.
The YouTube ginger kid. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, YouTube viewers, for for listening to us waffle on like twats.
I don't hate ginger kids.
Sounds a bit that way. It sounds like you're a gingerphobic. Is it because they don't have souls, Jeremy?
Gingers do have souls. Gingers do have souls. That's the guy.
Oh, him! Yes! Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. We apologise if we've been in any way offensive. We don't mean it. We're just having a
I
laugh.
feel like this is our most offensive.
I know. I'm
episode
feeling
yet.
slightly trepidatious about putting this one out there.
Like Welsh people,
Gingers.
Muslim people, female people,
Female people. Welsh
Gingers,
ginger female people.
Italians. Yeah.
Thank you very much, YouTube viewers. We really appreciate it. Catch us next time. Like and subscribe. You know, all that good stuff. Thank you for joining us on the couch. We will see you next time. Say goodnight, Jeremy.
Night.